Greetings, dear viewers, and welcome back to Allatro TV. And today we are having another amazing conversation on the topic Creative Society. And we have a very special guest from Singapore. Please welcome Miztiq, and she is the best-selling author of Amazon's, and she's a very interesting person. So Zai, hi, how are you?
Thank you, Alina. I'm good.
So nice that you accepted our invitation.
Of course.
And I know that you are very active. You are doing a lot, traveling all around the world. You're a public speaker. You are a motivational speaker. You are empowering women. Can you please tell us more about what you do?
Sure do.
And also we are very interested to know why you started to do what you do, what motivates you to continue.
Sure do. Okay, so basically, hi guys, my name is Zai. I'm from Singapore, I said. I am an author of 2 books. I've written Turn Your Passion into Profits, so you can all turn your hobbies into money, and also 5 things I love about being a woman. So I've been on an entrepreneurial journey since 20 years right now. I started with doing henna art, like body painting, nail art, face painting, and then in 2005, I met an accident, fractured, dislocated my spine. Doctor said I will never be able to walk anymore, but I think doctors are doctors, right? They are not God. So alhamdulillah, I learned how to walk again, started appreciating life better, tried to be more humble, right? Because sometimes we forget our roots, which is okay, we learn. And after that, I started another business. I started an online business because doctors also said I will not be able to go out to work because I have 8 screws, 2 metal rods on my spine. It gets very heavy, very tiring. And I said, if I cannot go out to work, it's okay, I'll find something to do from home. And this was like 2005, 2006. I started the hijab business. I started selling it online, made some money, not some money, lots of money. Actually won some business awards after that, because those businesses reached their million mark. I could continue with those businesses, the henna business, the hijab business, but then I realized that there was something else. There was this nagging, annoying pain in the soul that said, go and get out of your country, do something else, go, go, go. And I said, okay, tamam, let's see what I can do. Then I had this idea to learn Arabic. So I was in Jordan, Morocco, Yemen for 2 years.
To learn Arabic.
To learn Arabic. I love traveling. I think the bigger excuse was to run away from my country. The second reason was to learn Arabic, which I'm glad I did because I learned about culture, people, and more importantly in that travels, I learned a lot about myself.
The most important.
Yeah, it was a lot of discovery, lots of fears, frustrations, wants and aspirations. And then nicely, just before I returned from Yemen, so this is how it led to me doing what I do now, right? As an author, speaker, mentor, trainer, coach. 10 days before I left Yemen, I said, God, I left my country for 2 years, but I still don't know why I left and I don't know my purpose. So please teach me, show me what it is.
What it is.
Okay, and then, so funny, one day I woke up in the morning and then there was this thing like a voice said, serving God is in serving His creation.
Interesting.
So I said, ooh, wow, what's this? So I wrote that down, serving God is in serving His creation. I said, so it's not about my worship, my ritual. Ritual is important, but there's something else that I need to do to serve His creation. So I said, okay, tell me, bring it on. Now you gave me one answer, just bring it on. So like you said, when we are we have a question, the universe answers. So God heard, obviously, and He answered. Then I returned to Singapore. Lots of people started asking me on my Facebook, on my friends, on WhatsApp and stuff. I don't know if they had WhatsApp at the time, but anyway, on messages. Zai, how do you start your business? How do you travel so much? How did you pick yourself from the accident? So many. And to me, those are signs. And it's like, what's happening? I should record whatever I'm saying and put it into a platform. I didn't know. There wasn't much of Facebook then and live and stuff. But I'm like, maybe I can write a book. Just that simple idea. But I didn't embark on it. Then on the 10th day, I think, a lady from my Facebook who I met once, she wrote to me and she said, Zai, I need to talk to you. I'm like, okay, let me call you. I called her, we spoke. in the 10th minute, she said, "Thank you for talking to me. I was just thinking of committing suicide."
Wow.
And I feel better right now. And I'm like, in my heart, what did I say? I don't remember. I remember chatting with her, but I don't know which point what helped her. But at that point, when of course I act cool, right? I was like, "Oh, sister, anytime, just give me a call. I'm here." I hung up the phone. I said, "This is one person reaching out. How many people out there need some love and support, a hearing, a space, right?" So I said, "Okay, this is it. What do I do?" Then I said, maybe I will write books. So that's when I decided. Then I thought maybe money is the problem, right? So I wrote "Turn Your Passion into Profits" with 20 years of business experience. But then then people started reading the book. I printed 100 copies, sold within 6 weeks with no media, nothing, just on my Facebook. So a tip, if I can share with your audience, is when you want to do something, this big voice will say, "You are not good enough. Who will read your stuff?" People do. And
Don't listen to this
yeah,
voice.
don't listen to that voice. Just do what your heart told you. Like Roxette said, listen to your heart. So just take the first step first. And people started reading the book and started calling me and crying. "Oh sis, this is amazing. How do we move forward? What do we do?" and stuff. And I'm like, okay, now what do? I didn't have a plan. I was like, go figure your life out. I already started. Then I realized, okay, that's how I started doing coaching, training. Of course, I had mentors to support me, and then I drew up some programs. I call it Sisterhood Mentoring Program. We have a Brave Leadership, Be a Warrior, Not a Warrior, for the young people. And then after that, I had an opportunity to do a workshop for parents, how to be a resilient, confident parents, raise confident, compassionate children. So I think what's lacking in the world today is resilience, confidence, and compassion. That's why I always say this: step up and be the strong, soulful success you are meant to be. Because just being strong is not enough. Soulful alone is not enough. Being successful alone is not enough. You need these three. And
you came to it through your personal experience, and this is why it's like you want to share what you found inside yourself.
Yes.
Amazing.
It was a journey. It was many decades of journey plus stories from people. And I love to observe. I'm very curious. I love to speak to strangers. Strangers love to speak to me, actually. They tell their problems like on the first meeting, and I'm like, listen, right? And I realize sometimes words is not all that is required. Presence is missing in the world.
True.
We are not mindfully present. We are not present for our partners, for our mothers, for our children. We are not present. We are aloof, spaceless. I don't know what the word is.
Yeah, it's a big issue, and we all go through it, actually.
We all do.
Yeah, that's true, and it's a good moment to start talking about it and really share the understandings how important it is for everyone to be present, to exist, to love, and to develop in this world.
Yeah.
And I would like to ask you: you traveled so much, met so many people. From your perception, how do you? What unites people globally? Because now we are all divided into races, nationalities, a lot of segregations. But what unites all of us internally?
I believe in. I used not to believe in love, because I think everyone's just so selfish. Everyone's just thinking about themselves and everything else. But I think love has been misrepresented. Like Bon Jovi says, we give love a bad name. We have another song now. Like, we give love a bad name. I think it has been misrepresented. And my idea of love, which I wrote in my second book, 5 Things I Love About Being a Woman, is, I call it art of love. ART. So, appreciation, respect, and trust. So it's art. Appreciation, respect, and trust. This is the beautiful thing that helps unite us. Without language, we don't have to be from the same culture, different color, different religion. I mean, everything else is different. It's okay. But appreciation, like when you say thank you, to respect someone, to say hello, I see you and I appreciate you. Trust is another big thing. Like we all have issues, right? Daddy issues, mommy issues. So it starts from us appreciating, respecting, and trusting ourselves first. And that journey, is till death do us apart.
How can we come to this unity?
It is,
What are the practical steps?
I think it is about acknowledging that we do not have it, we do not know it, and we want to learn.
But we need it.
And we need it, and being aware that we need it, because this is the missing piece. Because when I speak to someone from an administrative work, or homeless, or a stay-at-home mother, or I speak to a CEO, a millionaire, billionaire, the common ground is appreciation, respect, and trust, and it's nothing else.
Nothing else. Yeah.
Nothing else.
Everything what we do, it's in order to get it. This appreciation.
Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This is why it's so much important.
And we were talking about chasing. We are chasing, okay, now I make $1,000 a month, and then I'll make $10,000 a month, and then I'll make 100,000. When does that stop? And knowing how much is enough is, I think I'm blessed. Like, okay, I'm blessed. I cannot say this for everyone, to be fair to your audience or to our audience, because everyone is struggling differently. But knowing your priorities, maybe like I have friends, when we graduate, they already have responsibilities. They need to care for their parents. A parent lose the leg, or they don't have
Siblings.
They have siblings, or they have grandparents. It's not their problem, but they need to take on that. Like for me, I'm blessed because my mom always supported my idea, or maybe she didn't, but I just did it my way. But she was there, and she was like, it's okay, and she never depended on me to pay a single bill when I started out. So all of us start from a different space, but knowing how much is enough, I think can save a lot of lives.
Absolutely. Yeah. Because sometimes you do it in order, because you believe you will become happier.
And half the time it's not about our personal happiness. Most of the time it's about, I need to prove this to my dead great-grandfather, that because he didn't do it, and he said my father cannot do it, I need to do it.
Yeah.
Dude,
also this.
Fighting with the dead?
Yeah.
What are we doing? What are we doing?
Absolutely. Yeah, I agree. Very important and crucial topics. And I think there comes a moment in every human's life and you start to question about it. And then you start to look around, you start to look for information, for people. And then finally you find answers, you start to meet and listen to what other people say. And thank you for what you are doing, because it's an amazing initiative, and also it's very brave initiative, because it's always like, you know, it's not the mainstream.
It is not mainstream. I could continue with my hijab business. At that time it was booming. I was the top 5 people doing Facebook business online, selling hijab. I was making money. But when I realized that phone call came in, and I realized the real need, and I realized why I left my country. I had the resources to leave, but how many people have the opportunity to even step out of their house? So I said, no, if I cannot go out to work, I'll bring work home. If people cannot go out to find help, I will find ways to deliver through the books. Now we have our digital training videos. Everything is online. Like, thank you COVID, actually. Suddenly people are okay with the idea of online learning. And so there is a way out. Do not feel stuck. And a lot of times we live, I share this in my book, moving from hate to love.
Yeah.
Her favorite topic, right? True love. So hate is spelled H-A-T-E. So it is about feeling helpless, anxious, trapped, and empty.
True.
But our true soul state, we want to feel liberated, love. And I'm not talking Bollywood, Hollywood love story, guys. Those are amazing. Nothing against them, but love is feeling liberated, optimistic, victorious, with empathy.
Yeah, it's
And
internal state.
there is a way out. There is solution. You need to want to learn. You need to want to take account and take personal responsibility. The day we stop blaming our parents, stop blaming the world, and just sit back and do a real self-audit, self-check, things will happen.
Yeah, true, absolutely. And now let's talk about Creative Society,
Sure.
because this project started on the platform of Allatro International Public Movement, and now it's being implemented in 180 countries of the world in different languages, all done by volunteers. And the common goal which unites all people who took decision to actively participate is to build a creative society globally. So that means to live in the world that the human life is the first priority, and that there is no higher priority than human life.
Yeah.
And in such a format of the society, actually in contemporary history we never lived, because we had experience of anything more important than a human, an idea, profit, geopolitical interests, but not a human. So at the same time, after 9 years of social service conducted by volunteers of Allatro TV, and the questions which were asked on the streets or at events, it was the same question. What unites all of us? What is a society that you would like to live in? And the answers are very similar. All people want to live in a peaceful society. They want to feel protected.
Yes.
They want to experience love. They want to stop being afraid.
Yes.
They want to have a possibility to grow, to develop, to do what they like to do, not to be tracked into getting money for a piece of bread, or not to have a possibility to get a profession you like because it will not bring you good profit. So many people said that ideal world for them is very simple, very simple. And this is how the Project Creative Society started.
Yeah.
And nowadays there are millions of people who are participating. And there are the 8 foundations of the Creative Society, those pillars on which we can build such a society. I know that you had time to read the article, and let's talk about them. But
Sure.
before we start, I wanted to ask you, how do you envision a creative and constructive society? How would you describe it?
I like the idea of world peace, but I always say there is no nobility in poverty, because I don't need an LV or Gucci to make me happy, but when I wear my Gucci glasses, I do feel good and happy. So knowing what you need, knowing what you want, and being comfortable. Let's talk about living a simple, comfortable, spiritual life. So this is my dream for the world. And simple doesn't mean poor life. So sometimes when we hear the word simple, people get scared. We think, oh, do I have to live in a slum? No, simple could mean you live in a 5-star hotel. Simple is
not complicated. Opposite to complicated.
It's not complicated, exactly. So if you can afford it, live well. But if you, it's not about not having the ability or the resources and not doing that. But you have to have choices. If I have $1 million, how I want to spend it and how I don't want to spend it is a choice. But if I don't have, of course I can't spend. So what are we talking about to begin with?
Absolutely.
But why do I speak about having resources? I think it is a very uncomfortable topic. People think, oh, if she's talking about money means she's materialistic. And why not? Why not, firstly? And so we need to change our beliefs about our money system. Because if you have the resources, you can do anything. You can support yourself.
You can choose.
And if you are comfortable, you are not in that, I call it the needy, greedy state. You need to struggle. If you are not there, in that state, that means you are comfortable. And when you're comfortable, that's when you can help people. Because I live in Jordan. Why I'm saying this? I lived in Jordan to learn Arabic. And I'm like this, hey, hi guys, how's everybody? I speak to every taxi drivers and I'm happy. And I see everyone's just so struggling. And I'm like, what's wrong with the world? Like, why are people like that? Then I realized Jordan is situated where all the refugees are running into them. They are from Egypt, from Syria, from Lebanon. And I'm like, oh, they have no time or energy of the day to say, hi, how are you? No, because you're struggling. So if you're not struggling, you are comfortable. You have a choice whether you want to live and do not disturb others, or you can live comfortably and be a support to others. I think the key is not to be a burden if you cannot add value.
One of the sides of this consumerism society we are living is that we believe for some reasons that resources, money are not valuable. We should struggle to get them. At the same time, our planet is very rich,
Yes.
and there are a lot of very clever people on this planet. And if we wish to unite and to make this planet a beautiful place to live for everyone, it's absolutely doable. It's just a question then maybe that we should ask ourselves, why is it now like this? And what can I do? What kind of responsibility I can take on me? And if we want to live in such a world there, as you described, then why should we wait for someone to come and build it for us? Why wouldn't we unite all together and build such a world for ourselves?
That is a very big question. I wouldn't want to touch politics, right? Because those are people in power. They have the resources, they have the connections, and that's why the next stronger tier would be entrepreneurship. Because then we can collectively do things together. But talking about entrepreneurship, I've been to many chambers of commerce around the world, met lots of entrepreneurs around the world. You go to events, this is straight up for all of you watching this is real and we need to solve this problem. We go to events, we're like, oh wow, hey, and then no follow-up. There's no way you're supporting someone. You're so self-absorbed by the awards and your wins and the what have you not. I don't care about your awards. So I am on a WhatsApp group right now, real life story. I haven't met this girl in South Africa. She's supposed to come to Dubai for an award she's supposed to receive. I'm gonna leave Dubai. I won't meet her. But I spoke to her. She's 21. She started an NGO. She's so excited. She's into arts. I gave her some real business tips. I said, girl, this is the way to do. Do not make my mistakes, but you have a choice how you want to move forward. And she's like, this is great. And I told her this, I told her straight, I said, if you fly to Dubai, do not expect this kind of support. Because maybe some people may help you, maybe not. But do not keep your hopes high. Because when I started, there were no role models. I saw them and I'm like, if I'm successful, I'm not going to do this. So I learned what I don't want to be as well. I know when I am where I'm at, in every little way, I'm not saying I'm whatever, but wherever you are at, there's someone starting out.
Yeah, absolutely.
And giving it straight as it is, not to put fear, not to dispower, to discourage them, but to say, this is what it is, this is what it can be. If there's any other way I can help you, I'm on WhatsApp, call me.
Yeah, that's a simple example how we should treat each other. And this is also an example what is happening nowadays in the world. That means that we don't care basically, but we don't like to live in such a world.
Yeah.
So basically, if we want to live in another world, why should we just sit and complain, right? So the action is first of all in our hands and in our minds. It's a big change in our mindset.
Yeah.
And here, the second foundation of the creative society is about security. That human life should be protected. It should be safe. What can change our world? How quickly our world can change if also we truly accept and start to implement this foundation.
When you say safety, you mean like national security or
No, we are talking
personal?
about human life, life of every human,
You see,
not
safe.
national interest.
Okay.
And
It is to be
then,
sure,
yeah, also we don't consider humanity divided into
Yeah.
nations like it's one big family.
So safety is being safe is a very subjective word again, because I'm a single woman, a Muslim woman, a brown girl wearing the hijab, traveling the world, living in many parts of the world, and then people look at me and like, oh my god, that is so brave. Even half the men I know wouldn't do what you're doing. But am I not safe? Maybe sometimes I get into very unsafe situation, risky situation, but there's always learning and wisdom in everything. You fall and you get up again. You have to fall.
Experience, you mean?
You have to fall. Not all the time. You know, don't keep making that same mistake again and again, which we do. But we learn. Because as I learn and as I understand and as I've been through, as long as you do not learn from this experience, you will keep repeating it until God say, okay, now she got it. Oh no, you have to say, God, I get it, I'm sorry, I submit and I surrender, forgive me. I release myself, I forgive myself, and then I want to step up my game. So safety is very subjective. Yeah.
Yeah, and what is the role of personal development of every member of the society in order to live in a creative and constructive society? Because there is a foundation
Personal
about it.
development.
Yeah.
It's my favorite topic. So personal development, for me, personal experience is to acknowledge my past programming, to acknowledge my own pain, my own fears, my own insecurities, and then to develop that, or I'll say turning that pain into power. All of us have a mess that is a message for the masses, right? So how do I turn that pain? Okay, I fractured, dislocated my spine. I had to learn how to walk again. Now I share with people who can walk and who are healthy to appreciate and have gratitude for life. I used to, after the accident, I had only $20, 10 USD in my corporate bank account with my friend. How did we reverse engineer that? From being a born Muslim, not practicing, went to a Methodist school 5 years, sing the chapel, praise the Lord, what have you not, reading the Bible. And then I said, how do I move on from my journey of spiritless? Well, there was spirituality. I believed in God, nevertheless, not practicing. How did I journey from not being ignorant, being egoistic with God, to okay, I submit, I surrender, I want to learn about you. But then again, like Maulana Rumi says, what you seek is seeking you.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes it's not you choosing God, God has chosen you. It's vice versa. It's like every other relationship. Yeah.
Yeah, very interesting, very interesting. And then what is the role of the education in building the creative society? Because according to one of the foundations, in the creative society, there should be education and good medical care accessible to every member of the society. And it should be of very high level for everyone. Then we can really guarantee that it's a society of happy people, equal people, people who can make their choices and can be responsible.
Okay, I do not disagree. Of course, education is very important, but if we are talking about education, there's two parts. There's knowledge of paper and knowledge of taste. Someone can have all the millions, go and finish and have a PhD, but I always say PhD stands for permanent head damage. You know what I mean? But then there's someone who has like a 6 years education, doesn't speak English, hardworking, a great role model, great father for his children. So who's the educated one? Who's the civilized one? who's the real man.
Yeah,
we need-
it's not only knowledge on paper, but also like knowledge of human, what means to be human, right?
Yeah. So it took me a long... Actually, I didn't want to take my degree. So I don't have a degree. I studied till college. Because I saw my mom struggling, I said, Mom, enough. I'm the last one. I'm number 6. I saw her so old, trying to raise her. I said, it's okay. My siblings have degree, Mommy. I don't need it. I will do it when I know what I want to do when I have my money. So now I want to pursue my degree in psychology. I want to have a PhD in psychology, but because it's part of my work, it's fun, and I want to introduce faith-based psychology. Because I think that is the real cure for the world. Spirituality, learning from the Bible, the Quran, what the prophets taught us, how they live their life, how we live our lives, connecting to love and light now. So why didn't I do my degree earlier? Because I saw a lot of people who have degree and I'm like, oh, I don't want to be like that. So I said, no, I don't need that now. So again, knowledge of paper, knowledge of taste, education is important. But do not be that donkey who carries the books on his back. And I think Syekh Abdul Qadir Jalani said that, do not be an ass carries the books in the back.
On the back, interesting. And the 8th foundation of the creative society is that such society is a self-governing society, where every member of the society is responsible and actively participating in the life of the society.
Okay.
What do you think about
Again,
it?
sorry?
Self-governing society.
What is self-governing
like
society?
it's every member is active and participating in the life of the society.
Of course. I'm a big advocate for that because I believe in helping at least one person a day. So that's why I'm quite active on my social media. And you never know what you post or something you say. So also be mindful. You don't want to hurt or harm people. But you never know. Like, for example, many years ago, maybe 8 years ago, I had 40 subscribers on my YouTube. And I went to London. I was invited to speak at an event. One lady came right from the end of the room and she came to me and she said, Zai, thank you for your YouTube video. And in my heart, I was laughing. I was like, which YouTube video? Like, I don't know what I rant about firstly because inspiration comes and you just share. But then I knew I had only 40 subscribers. I'm like, how? And I'm like, she's like, you saved my marriage. And I'm like, wow. Of course I didn't ask her which video, but I'm like, wow, you never know what your action, a kindness, like that lady who called me and she didn't commit suicide. You just never know. But at the end of the day, guys, I think the most important thing is about taking care of your soul state. Because sometimes we are so busy projecting, trying to help the world, but there's a huge hollow emptiness within us. So we think that is filling this up. That cannot fill this up. You cannot pour from an empty cup. And it is not something you pour one time. It's step up journey, right? Step 1. And then you think you're okay, you help. But it's parallel. It can go parallelly, but most importantly, take care of your inner state. Your tribe, your conversation, your energy. Yeah.
True, absolutely. And what would you like to wish for the viewers of Allatro TV?
I wish that, so much of wishes. I wish that this inspired at least one soul. But I wish that all these works behind the production and meeting people like myself, it doesn't just become an entertainment. Like, okay, I'm free, I watch, I want to feel good. It is a source of edutainment. It's education to entertain your heart, your mind, your soul. And the question is, what are you gonna do to take action to feel slightly better tomorrow? Yeah.
How important from your vision the Project Creative Society is today?
Mine? What? Sorry?
From your vision, how important is the Project Creative
I
Society
think this
today?
is like one of the best projects I've heard about. Amazing. Amazing. I like how you talk about mindset. I love how much of spirituality is being shared openly. Because I know I've been interviewed since 20 years, maybe more. You cannot use the word soul in interviews.
Really?
Yeah, we're gonna
Yeah,
talk about
so-
soul and spirit. And
So
I'm like,
everyone, please come for the interview to Allatro TV because it's a television of soul.
super soulful, yeah, and in media like national TV and stuff. But right now, it's becoming a must-speak topic. If you don't speak about this, something is wrong. So yeah, enough of consumerism. Like when I was selling hijab, I said, how much of hijab do I need to sell? I remember once a lady came and she took out all 20 of the hijab, the shawl, and she wanted to buy all 20. I stopped her. I said, you don't need 20, just get 5 or 10.
Yeah, consumerism is quite.
How many more do we need?
Yeah, it makes us run and run and run, never-ending run, chase for.
It's a rat race.
Yeah.
It's a vicious cycle of generational curse, and I think Allatro TV is going to change that. This vicious cycle will not stop at us because we're just starting to change the game. Maybe our children's already damage done, so maybe their grandchildren, great-grandchildren, someone somewhere will have hope. I have hope for the world.
Let's stay optimistic
Yeah,
and
I have hope for the world, but I know our generation, I'm glad we are at least having this conversation.
Yeah, we are very optimistic and positive, and our goal is 10 years maximum
Okay?
to build and to live in the creative
Yes,
society.
let's do this.
And I would like to invite you to join the project Creative Society.
Definitely.
And you, dear viewers, it's very simple. Just visit the webpage allatrounites.com and click the red button, join us. And there you will find your language, answer 1 or 3 questions, leave your email or your telephone number, and volunteers of the Project Creative Society will reach out to you, and together we can discuss how you can participate in this amazing project. I would like to say that right now we are at the most important and the most difficult stage, which is informational stage. Our task of people of this planet is to talk to each other and to find those values and core values which can really unite us in order we can build a creative society and live happily and peacefully all together. And just before we finish today's show, I would like to thank everyone. I thank you for being with us today. I also wanted to thank Dr. Sanakshi. She passed the handshake to Zai. So please continue and join our interviews, be guests, and maybe you know someone who would like to become a participant and the guest of our show. We are testing the theory of 6 handshakes, and it's a social theory according to which all people on the planet know each other through 5 or fewer social connections only. And this is a unique social theory because with contemporary technologies we realize that it's enough only 1 or 2 social connections to get connected to any person in this world. This is how I joined today's show, and yes, let's do it together. It's very simple. We have social media. We are all nowadays content producers. Every day we can post something on our social media, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. Help us to wake up the world. Ask your friends and family in which world they would like to live. And let's build together the creative society. And you know, on the 20th of March 2021, the 3rd global conference on the topic Creative Society will take place. And during this conference, we are going to discuss, we people of the world, we are going to discuss and talk to each other in which world our prophets and God messengers and people of wisdom of this world would like to live. Which message did they send us humans about who we are, how we should treat each other, and how we should build relationship with each other? What are those values they tried to pass us, and are we living according to them or not? And if not, and obviously that we are not living, then let's talk what to do and how to build the world they dreamed of. So I would like to invite you to watch a short trailer about this conference. If you want to join the research group to prepare for this conference, or you would like to become a speaker, please don't hesitate to contact us. There will be an email. You can reach us out down below the video. So thank you everyone for being with us today, and hope to see you soon on Allatro TV.
Unprecedented event of present history. Initiative that comes from people around the world. Main project of humanity. People stopped being silent about urgent issues of our society. How it all started. May 2019, International Online Conference, Society, The Last Chance. 140 countries of the world. Hundreds of thousands of people online, hundreds of broadcast platforms, translated into 7 languages simultaneously. If we all want to live in peace, why do we have a world of violence and destruction? It is up to us to build a different world. How can we do it? December 2020, Creative Society, United We Can. 180 countries of the world, millions of people online, thousands of streaming platforms, 35 languages simultaneously translated. People have voiced today's reality and what they truly desire. And it is the Creative Society. All cultures have an image of the ideal world people want to live in. A world that prophets talked about. The time has come when we can make it real. How will we use this chance? Let's meet March 20, 2021, 3 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time and 10 a.m. Eastern Time. International online event of global scale. Creative Society, what the prophets dreamed of. This is the day the world will unite to find out the truth, join the entire humanity, and spread the message.